image remains uncertain.
Could it be the work of guardian angels? ABC's Jay Shadler discovers some very surprising answers.
The biggest skeptic in the world, because I would see that.
Can
This
divine
video
intervention
is
be
awesome,
captured on
guys.
camera?
Enjoy it.
What if we told you that in this exclusive compilation, we've assembled the most compelling evidence ever recorded? You see, in a world where the unexplained often lingers just beyond our grasp, these stories challenge our perceptions and ignite our deepest curiosities. So, prepare to witness the unexplainable as we unravel the mysteries of 15 extraordinary guardian angel experiences, all captured on camera. Number 15. Unraveling the Mall Angel Mystery. In 2012, an astonishing event unfolded within the quiet confines of a shopping mall, an event so extraordinary that it left the world in awe. It was captured by a lone security camera, silently watching over the deserted mall, as if it knew something extraordinary was about to happen. On that fateful August 5th, as the clock ticked towards midnight, a solitary figure strolled into the frame. The dimly lit mall seemed almost strange in its emptiness. The person, seemingly lost in thought, ambled towards the bottom right corner of the screen. Then, something utterly inexplicable occurred. At the top corner of the screen, a radiant, angelic figure materialized. It emitted a brilliant white light, its form resembling that of a human, but with a pair of majestic, sprawling wings unfurled around its ethereal body. This heavenly being appeared to be on a divine mission, and it reached down toward the ground with a purpose. As the angel descended, bolts of light reminiscent of lightning bolts accompanied it. The very pillars and planters in its vicinity seemed to bask in its celestial glow, momentarily illuminated by its radiant presence. It was as though the angel brought with it a fragment of heaven's light to bless the ordinary world. What was most perplexing was the angel's incredible speed. Its illumination was instantaneous, suggesting that it moved faster than the swiftest lightning bolt. This phenomenon challenged the very laws of physics, leaving experts and onlookers alike in bewilderment. The video did not end with just this celestial visitation. Astonishingly, witnesses soon emerged on the scene. While they may not have seen the angel itself, the blinding speed of its appearance and disappearance left them in disbelief. 4 individuals rushed to the spot, driven by curiosity and wonder. They meticulously inspected the ground, searching for clues to the source of this divine encounter. The purpose of the angel's visit remained shrouded in mystery, yet one fact stood irrefutable. The existence of angels and their willingness to make contact with humanity had been undeniably unveiled that extraordinary night. It was a revelation that left hearts filled with hope and wonder, a testament to the uncharted depths of our world and the boundless possibilities that exist beyond our understanding. Number 14. China's guardian angel on a midnight mission. In the wide world, where superheroes captivate our thoughts, it's easy to forget that China has its own guardian angel, a real-life super savior. This incredible being doesn't seem to be of human origin, and a video showcasing this astonishing moment might make even the most skeptical believer in angels. The scene unfolds on a bustling street in China, just after midnight. Amid the ordinary hustle and bustle, a man rides a rickshaw, entirely unaware of the danger looming ahead, an oncoming truck barreling toward him. But wait, here's where things get extraordinary. Out of seemingly nowhere, as if propelled by some otherworldly force, the guardian angel springs into action. With a breathtaking burst of speed, this figure intervenes. In a matter of heartbeats, the man is plucked from danger's path, and the rickshaw he was riding and the impending catastrophe vanish like morning mist. A sense of relief sweeps over the scene. The man and his ride are unharmed, a testament to the angel's protective embrace. It's as though time and reality themselves had bent to the will of this benevolent force. In the blink of an eye, the rickshaw driver reappears, safe and sound, in a distant part of the road. It leaves us pondering. Was it a ripple in time, a glimpse of temporal magic, or merely the astonishing power of this guardian angel? The answer is yours to decide. While skepticism often clouds tales of angelic sightings, this episode defies dismissal. The evidence, captured vividly on video, compels us to question any doubts. What we witness is not merely chance. It's a deliberate act of protection, an undeniable show of supernatural care. China seems to have a steadfast guardian, a celestial sentry watching over its people. Number 13. Angels over Mecca's Great Mosque. In the heart of the Great Mosque of Mecca, where Muslims from all corners of the earth gather in reverence, there stands a remarkable structure known as the Kaaba. This ancient cubic building is no ordinary edifice. It's hailed as the very house of God, the pinnacle of countless religious pilgrimages. Its significance is so profound that it holds a place as one of the most cherished and revered holy sites across the globe. Amidst the profound spirituality that envelops this sacred sanctuary, there have been astonishing reports of celestial visitations. High above the Kaaba, within the courtyard of the Great Mosque, ethereal beings have been captured on film. These luminous figures, unmistakably identified as angels, gracefully soar over the apex of this sacred structure. Imagine the profound impact of such a sight on devout Muslims worldwide, an awe-inspiring manifestation that fills their hearts with boundless joy and astonishment. For those who hold faith close, there is perhaps no sight more poignant than the spectacle of angels gliding above their holiest place. This occurrence transcends religious boundaries, for it is a universal testament that our Creator and His celestial allies are ever watchful over our world. In these turbulent and unpredictable times, this vision provides solace and reassurance, a harmonious blend of beauty and comfort. In the presence of angels, believers find a profound connection to the divine, a celestial reminder that we are not alone. Number 12. The astonishing angel moth of Michigan. In the enchanting realm of northern Michigan, a group of curious souls stumbled upon a mystical enigma. It was an extraordinary occurrence that captivated the public's imagination. The tale unfurled on an unassuming Wednesday, just like any other, when a motion sensor camera discreetly stationed in the heart of East Jordan captured a moment of profound wonder. A hushed gasp echoed through the town as the camera blinked to life. In its fleeting snapshot, the ethereal outline of what appeared to be an angel hung suspended in midair, bathed in celestial radiance. It was a sight to behold, a silhouette bearing semblances of both wings and a benevolent head. But its true nature was a matter of intriguing conjecture. The bewitching image left hearts and minds divided, as is often the way with marvels that defy explanation. The camera's owner, a discerning individual, saw not an angelic messenger, but rather likened the figure to a humble moth. Such is the whimsy of perception. It could be wings, it could be antennae. Yet amidst this debate, a chorus of believers arose from East Jordan's residents. To them, this image was a divine response to their most fervent supplications. One soul, with awe still reverberating in their voice, recounted the moment. An angel! It was undoubtedly an angel. With unwavering faith, they hastened to share this celestial marvel with loved ones, transmitting the image like a sacred talisman. Pastor Daniel Mose, a stalwart beacon of spirituality in the community, described his revelation with wide-eyed amazement, saying, "It was crystal clear. We freaked out a little bit, exclaiming, 'Whoa, that's an angel!' There was no doubt in our minds that we were gazing upon something supernatural. For some, it was akin to seeing a moth, and for others, unquestionably, it was an angelic visitation. Yet this mystifying image, forever frozen in its enigmatic state, allowed the veil of ambiguity to endure. In this ambiguity, there lies an uncharted realm of interpretation, where wings may be wings, and a moth might just be an angel in disguise." Number 11. The astonishing image that defies explanation. In the quiet town of East Jordan, Michigan, something extraordinary unfolded. Pastor Glenn Thorman, also the town's esteemed fire chief, was about to share a remarkable discovery with the world. It was an image, a photograph, that captured more than just a moment in time. It captured the belief in a higher power. In this cozy corner of Michigan, Nestled beneath a starry night sky, Pastor Thorman had installed a vigilant sentinel, a security camera. But this wasn't just any camera. It was about to bear witness to something seemingly supernatural. Pastor Thorman eagerly shared the photo, a photograph that would send ripples of wonder throughout the town. In that image, a celestial figure appeared to hover above a vehicle, like a silent guardian in the dark of the night. This was no ordinary sighting, for Pastor Thorman firmly believed that what graced his camera's lens was a guardian angel. He spoke of God's protection, and the whiskey-colored outline in the picture was evidence of this divine presence. The story took a heartwarming turn when Pastor Thorman recounted the experience. It was at his very own house that this heavenly being had chosen to reveal itself. He explained how the angelic entity watched over them as they slumbered, a testament to the family's nightly prayers that angels would envelop them and their home. As the world marveled at this ethereal photograph, it was essential to establish its authenticity. Pastor Thorman assured that the photos had not been tampered with, and a second image showed the angel in motion, unmistakable and undeniably real. The camera had captured it because it sensed something extraordinary afoot. Of course, skepticism lingered. Some speculated that this celestial figure might be a mere moth caught in the lens. However, Pastor Thorman stood firm, arguing that the chill in the midnight air made it impossible for insects to be flying about. He reiterated that they had scrutinized the photo, examined various possibilities, and were convinced of the angel's presence. Behind the truck in the photograph, there it was, a being with translucent wings, standing as evidence of the divine. To further support their claim, they measured the temperature at the time of the sighting. While the town registered a relatively mild 46 degrees, the Thorman residents recorded a frigid 39 degrees or even less. A stark temperature difference of 7 degrees, they noted, which seemed to defy any conventional explanation. Number 10. The mysterious security cam angel. In the realm of security camera mysteries, there exists an enigma we'll call the security cam angel. The tale begins at a time when the world was cloaked in shadows. There's an undeniable sense of unease that often accompanies security camera footage. Perhaps it's the strange silence, the inky darkness that pervades the images. You can always expect something spine-tingling when it emanates from a security camera's watchful eye. This particular footage, shrouded in mystery, hails from an undisclosed location and time. What it reveals is nothing short of astonishing. A luminous, human-like figure, bathed in an otherworldly glow, lurking within the camera's frame. It's as if an ethereal being decided to pay an unannounced visit to our terrestrial realm. This spectral entity doesn't just stand idly by. No, it takes flight, gracefully soaring through the room, exploring its surroundings as if dancing on unseen currents. The footage, as anticipated, is unsettling, with the spectral figure's contours distorted by the camera's limited resolution. Yet, as we delve into the mystery, we must ponder the nature of this apparition. While the notion of a ghost might leap to mind, the evidence to support such a claim is scarce. Most ghostly encounters captured on film depict them in a manner reminiscent of the living. This being, however, defies convention. Its movement is a ballet of luminescence, reminiscent of angelic lore that has endured through the ages. Could it be that this radiant being is, in fact, an angelic sentinel? Perhaps it has taken it upon itself to watch over the premises like a celestial guardian. One might even question the choice of employment. Surely the security guard must be brimming with curiosity and wonder. But if we were in their shoes, we might consider a change of scenery. A library, perhaps, where the mysteries are bound within books rather than lurking in the shadows. Number 9. Wings of protection. There was this priest named Father Bach. His tale has perplexed people worldwide, leaving them divided into two camps. Some were convinced that he was under the watchful eye of a guardian angel, while others chalked it up to plain old luck. However, this story is nothing short of extraordinary. It all started on a fateful day when Father Bach was on his way to church. As he made his way there, an unexpected and potentially deadly incident unfolded. A 17-year-old boy who was behind the wheel suddenly lost consciousness due to a seizure. The car raced forward at breakneck speed, hurtling directly toward Father Bach. But then, something truly remarkable occurred. Security cameras positioned nearby captured this astounding moment. Out of nowhere, a figure clad in white robes with wings that shimmered brilliantly materialized. It was an angel. There's no other way to describe it. This radiant being intervened, diverting the young boy's car away from Father Bach's path. The car spun and soared through the air before landing miraculously on its wheels, coming to a safe stop. The boy was quickly rushed to the hospital, and to the astonishment of everyone, he was declared to be perfectly fine. Father Bach, after this unbelievable incident, openly shared his unwavering belief in the laws of physics. As a newly ordained priest, his duties extended beyond the pulpit. He also taught various science courses at the local high school, and one of his favorites was physics. Yet, even with his deep understanding of the natural world, he never wavered in his belief in guardian angels. The security footage left no room for doubt. It was, without a doubt, the work of a benevolent angel who had come to Father Bach's rescue, a celestial protector watching over him in his hour of need. Number 8. The Sky Angel of Australia. People, you see, often lay claim to glimpsing heavenly beings, only to be met with skepticism due to perplexing inconsistencies. Yet, amidst the critics, there exists a legion of unwavering believers who clasp tightly onto their ethereal encounters. Now, it's your prerogative to pass judgment on this enigma that transpired during that fateful flight originating from the vast expanse of Australia. As the video unfurls, the canvas of an ordinary sky begins to metamorphose, a metamorphosis of the most extraordinary kind, an otherworldly figure emerging gracefully from behind the veils of clouds. Imagine the astonishment as wings unfurl like petals and arms stretch wide, painting a portrait of an angel. A sky angel, if you will, taking center stage. Naturally, such an astonishing tableau ignites a barrage of inquiries. The most obvious: how could such an arresting apparition evade the gaze of countless eyes? An angel perched upon a cloud, in plain sight, yet shrouded in a mystifying cloak of invisibility to many. The skeptic might ponder, could this be a fabrication? Cleverly woven by the hands of digital illusion? But wait, the camera person stands unwavering, vouching with unwavering resolve that the lens merely bore witness to the truth, untouched by any digital wizardry. A raw slice of time, they insist. Dissension shall inevitably rear its head, with voices contending the authenticity of this ethereal display. However, nestled within the shadows of disbelief, a community of believers will raise their heads in quiet affirmation. To them, this is no mere video. It's a revelation, an affirmation that the realms of the divine are not mere myths. Number 7. Angel of Mosque. In a captivating tale spanning across a mosque in Azerbaijan, a video surfaced on the internet, giving rise to profound discussions and debates. This video showcased a mesmerizing apparition that appeared to be a glowing entity immersed in prayer within the sacred walls of the mosque. What makes this account even more intriguing is the humble origin of the recording, a grainy, low-quality phone camera. Now here's where it gets truly riveting. The very essence of this video seemed untouched, unedited, and genuine. You see, low-quality videos are notoriously challenging to manipulate. As you gaze upon this footage, you can't help but sense its authenticity. As the video spread its wings on the web, it reached the eyes and hearts of devout Muslims who frequent the mosque. Their reactions were nothing short of astonishment. They described this ethereal presence as an angel ghost, a phrase that encapsulates the enigmatic nature of what they beheld. Opinions varied, as is often the case when confronted with the extraordinary. Some were steadfast in their belief that what they witnessed was indeed an angel. The figure, radiant and devout in its prayer, seemed to align with their understanding of celestial beings. They reasoned that ghosts, in their realm of thought, couldn't partake in sacred rituals like prayer, but angels could. And so, the discourse raged on, echoing in the digital spaces. Was this a celestial messenger gracing the mosque with its divine presence? Or was it a specter, drawn by the sanctity of the prayers, seeking solace in a place of worship. Number 6. The post-tsunami angel mystery. Now let's talk about a moment that defies conventional wisdom. It's a period right after a massive tsunami, where unusual incidents become the talk of the town. But here's the twist. It's not your typical tsunami discussion. Instead, it's a moment in global news history when, quite accidentally, an astonishing event got caught on camera. A helicopter gracefully glides over a post-tsunami landscape, documenting the aftermath. Amidst the wreckage and chaos, something extraordinary emerges. A luminous white beam, inexplicably suspended high above the ground, commands attention. It's there, unmistakable and bizarre, defying the laws of propulsion as we know them. Unless there's some unheard-of zip line connecting one end of the country to the other, this can't be explained by human technology. Now consider the possibilities. Could this ethereal beam truly be a humanoid figure? It might sound far-fetched, but in the absence of other explanations, it starts to make sense. After all, a catastrophic tsunami is one of the harshest natural calamities one can ever witness. In such moments of devastation, the need for divine intervention, perhaps in the form of an angelic presence, becomes a poignant idea. It's not as absurd as it initially appears. Think about it. Tsunamis leave a trail of destruction and despair in their wake. In the midst of this tragedy, the idea of an angel offering solace and protection doesn't seem entirely implausible. So while rational minds continue to ponder and seek logical explanations, it's also essential to acknowledge the power of the unexplained. After all, in a world full of mysteries, this post-tsunami angel sighting might just be a beacon of hope and wonder amid the chaos. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. It's time for today's topic. You see, these kids are in for a surprise that's out of this world. In this magical moment frozen in time, something extraordinary is unfolding. Right there, standing before them, is a being looking like an angel, as if it came from a dream, wings shimmering like sunlight. It's like a secret from a storybook. Have you ever thought about what it's like to meet something truly extraordinary? It's like catching a glimpse of a shooting star, rare and breathtaking. You can almost hear the hushed whispers of the wind, carrying stories of mysteries beyond our understanding. What do you think the kids are feeling? Maybe a mix of awe, curiosity, and a dash of fear. After all, meeting an angel is like meeting a wish come true. Sometimes life surprises us in the most unexpected ways. Have you ever had a moment that made you believe in the unbelievable? Drop your answer in the comments below. Number 5. When reality defies surveillance. Being a night watchman, the guardian of a quiet, dimly lit complex, your job is to protect the place and keep a sharp eye on those security cameras. But here's where it gets spine-tingling. There's a gnawing feeling deep in your gut, a thought that chills your spine. What if there's something downright hair-raising on the other end of that lens? As you sit there, hunched over those surveillance screens, you can't help but feel the hairs on your neck stand on end. It's late. The world outside is cloaked in darkness, and the only company you have is the faint hum of those whirring cameras. You're just a worker on the night shift, but tonight, you're also the sentinel of shadows. You start watching the footage, the standard courtyard view that you've seen a million times before. But wait for it. This is where it gets interesting. Out of nowhere, like ghosts emerging from the abyss, a group of figures sprint across the courtyard. It's the kind of thing that makes your heart jump into your throat. And then, just as abruptly as they appeared, they vanished into thin air. Sure, one might think it's a camera glitch, but that's too easy, isn't it? Places like this have multiple angles and different perspectives that are supposed to tell you what's really going on, so you start checking the other cameras. But here's the kicker. They all show the same thing. Those folks appeared and then poof, they were gone. Now your rational mind starts to play detective. No alarms were triggered, not one. It's like these mystery folks showed up, had a little dance party in the courtyard, and then faded away without leaving a trace. Not even a blip on the security system. So, what's the deal here? It's a conundrum wrapped in an enigma. Maybe they were angels, celestial beings paying a nocturnal visit. Or perhaps they were extraterrestrial visitors, aliens here for reasons known only to them. Your guess is as good as ours, but one thing's for sure. This is a tale that will keep you pondering long after your shift ends. Number 4. The enigmatic graveyard specter. Having a guardian angel, that's like a special invisible friend who looks out for us, doing things we can't even imagine. Sometimes, though, they might not be so sneaky about it, like they're saying, "Hey, look at me. This video we found, it's a little strange, but captivating." In this video, there's this couple hanging out in a graveyard, of all places. We're not sure why they chose this spot, but that's not the point. They had a camera person with them, and suddenly this camera person started getting all fidgety. The camera starts moving around like it has a mind of its own. And then boom! It captures something bizarre high up in the sky. Now hold on tight and pay real close attention. Up there, it looks like a person just floating up towards the heavens. Some folks might say, "Oh, that's just an airplane taking off." But we're not buying it, or at least not entirely. Think about it. What are the odds of seeing something like that in a graveyard? We all know that angels are all about helping us in mysterious ways, right? So a graveyard with all its deep emotions and stories is kind of a perfect place for an angel to do their thing. Now here's the twist. What if this is a guardian angel? You know, one of those angels that watches over you even when you don't know it. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What happened to that couple next? Did they feel a sudden rush of comfort and protection thanks to their celestial guardian? Maybe that's a story waiting to be told. Number 3. The intriguing Carolina sky spectacle. In the vast canvas of the Carolina sky, a remarkable spectacle unfolded, catching the eye of a curious observer in Camden, South Carolina. It wasn't just your everyday cloud, it was something extraordinary. This celestial display resembled an angel, its form gracefully stretched across the clear azure expanse like a heavenly sentinel. Ordinary clouds often drift by unnoticed, but this one demanded attention. It stood alone, solitary amidst the boundless blue, as if the heavens themselves had painted this ethereal figure. It wasn't a harbinger of doom or a cataclysmic event. Instead, it seemed to carry a message of hope. Conventional explanations might attribute it to mere scientific oddities, like the wake of a passing aircraft. But the clarity of the sky ruled out such mundane causes. Unless invisible clouds had become a reality, which could be an intriguing topic for future exploration, this cloud remained a mystery. The unique circumstances surrounding this sighting made it hard to dismiss as a mere meteorological quirk. It beckoned contemplation. Could it be that, in some cryptic way, this cloud embodied an angelic presence? We're not declaring that every cloud is an angel, but on this exceptional day, gazing at that lone figure in the heavens, one might just wonder if, in some magical way, all clouds might be angels in disguise. Number 2. A surreal encounter in the city. The sight was surreal, something out of a dream. There we were, just ordinary folks, cruising through the city in our car when suddenly our eyes caught a glimpse of something extraordinary. It was as if we had stumbled upon a secret only known to a select few. At first, it seemed like a typical day in the bustling city, with skyscrapers towering above us and the usual cacophony of traffic filling the air. But then, our attention was drawn to a figure perched high on a scaffold, teetering on the edge as if contemplating a leap into the abyss. Naturally, we were concerned for this person's safety, and in this age of smartphones and social media, we instinctively pulled out our devices to document the unusual spectacle unfolding before us. After all, isn't that what everyone does nowadays? Who needs emergency services when you have Instagram, right? But what happened next was nothing short of miraculous. The figure on the scaffold, against all laws of nature, hurled itself off the precipice, seemingly embracing certain doom. However, instead of plummeting to the ground, something extraordinary occurred. This mysterious being defied gravity itself. It didn't fall, it soared. It soared through the sky like a majestic bird, its flight a spectacle that left us utterly dumbfounded. It was an act that no human could ever replicate, an impossibility that challenged everything we thought we knew about the world. In that bewildering moment, it became clear that what we were witnessing was not a mere mortal, but something beyond our comprehension. This wasn't a human. This was something ethereal, something akin to an angel. Yes, you heard that right. An angel. This remarkable footage was concrete evidence that angels, those mythical beings of lore, actually exist. It was a revelation that defied logic and reason, and it left us with more questions than answers. Number 1. Witnessing the unthinkable at 30,000 feet. What if you're on a never-ending flight, peering out the window, hoping for a peaceful view? But instead, your eyes widen as you spot something out of the ordinary soaring through the vast skies. It's not a pleasant surprise. This unidentified flying entity gracefully dances amidst the clouds, making you question what on earth it could be. At first glance, you might mistake it for a colossal bird, but if you take a closer look, it's far more intriguing. This enigmatic creature appears to be a humanoid figure with wings, and honestly, it's difficult to think of anything other than an angel. But here's the twist. It's not floating in a serene blue sky. No, it's headed straight for ominous, stormy clouds. This spectacle challenges the angelic image as it ventures into turbulent weather that might change its heavenly nature. This isn't just some random sighting. It aligns with ancient tales of winged beings, those angelic figures from legends and stories. So while you're hurtling through the heavens thousands of feet above the ground, one thing's for sure. You'd rather not have a celestial encounter like this. How do these recorded encounters challenge or reinforce your beliefs in the existence of angels? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
You're about to see some of the creepiest videos found on the internet. Let's check them out. Remote terrains of the Amazon jungle, an extraordinary tale is unfolding. Locals in Alto Nanay, northeast of Lima, Peru, have reported mysterious nighttime attacks from creatures that are drawing comparisons to both the Predator and Spider-Man's Green Goblin. Members of the COUGHT indigenous community recount chilling encounters with 7 feet tall armored beings, distinguished by their large heads and yellow eyes. The nightly terror began on the 11th of July and has shown no signs of stopping. A particularly harrowing incident involved a 15-year-old girl who was allegedly grabbed by one of these entities. As she tried to resist, the side of her neck was slashed. However, these entities don't just limit their menacing to physical harm. Locals report the creatures have the uncanny ability to vanish into thin air. Here's a snippet of footage allegedly taken from one of these encounters. Community leader Jairo Ritaguia Villa is convinced of their extraterrestrial origin. He described a personal encounter where he shot one of the beings, only to find it remained unharmed and subsequently vanished. Fueled by fear, villagers have organized night patrols attempting to fend off these nightly threats. Interestingly, some elders in the village connect the new threat to ancient legends of the Palakiras, fabled beings rumored to consume human fat and organs. As news spreads, theories about the true nature of these beings proliferate. While some argue that they might actually be extraterrestrial visitors or creatures from ancient folklore, skeptics propose explanations grounded in reality. One theory suggests that these aliens might just be drones masked and cloaked, deployed by illegal miners to frighten the local population. Others believe it could be a manifestation of mass hysteria, possibly sparked by some unrelated event. Local authorities, along with the Navy, are now probing into the matter. Yet the sheer remoteness of the location, a grueling 10-hour river journey from Iquitos City, makes intervention and investigation a challenge. As the world watches, the situation in Alto Nanay remains a blend of fear, mystery, and anticipation. Whether the culprits are otherworldly visitors, devious humans, or mere figments of collective imagination, the villagers undeniably yearn for safety and clarity. On the 30th of June 2023, TikTok user Kerry Stellarflower Lee shared an eerie piece of home security footage that has since sent a chill down the spines of many online viewers. Captured by their home's doorbell camera, the seemingly ordinary video takes an unsettling turn. The footage shows a DoorDash delivery person arriving at the residence to drop off some Taco Bell. However, as the homeowner watched the live feed, something peculiar caught their attention. Rewatching the footage, a chilling detail emerges. As the delivery driver bends down, the yard behind them appears empty. But in a blink and you'll miss it moment, the driver stands up and moves to the side, revealing a woman standing in the yard where there was no one just seconds before. The mysterious appearance of the woman seemingly materializing out of nowhere has led to wild speculations online. Many viewers are convinced that the footage has captured a ghostly apparition. But what do you think? How do you explain the sudden appearance of the woman? Love to hear your theories on this one in the comments down below. Twitter, now known as X, can sometimes be a cauldron of the bizarre and unexplained, and a recent video shared by user Paul White Gold Eagle exemplifies this perfectly. In the footage, stunned onlookers watch in awe as a fiery trail rages across a parking lot.
Get out of there!
The clip quickly garnered immense attention, blazing its way through social media platforms. With such a surreal scene captured on film, the inevitable flood of speculations began.
No, I've never seen it like this either. What is going on?
The initial suggestion from the Twitter user was that it could be a glitch in the Matrix. While this may sound outlandish, this claim opened the gates for a myriad of wild theories, ranging from impending alien invasion to spontaneous combustion. But the reality, as often is the case, was grounded in the practical world. On June 24, 2022, WOIO reported a series of unusual mulch fires in the east bank of the Flats in Cleveland, Ohio. The visuals of the incident, with smoke and flames billowing, soon became an internet sensation.
At least 20 small fires creating an inferno.
Bar and restaurant owners in the Flats stated that such mulch fires were unprecedented in the area. The Cleveland Fire Department has a more down-to-earth theory for the incendiary display. They believe someone likely discarded a lit cigarette which ignited the highly combustible mulch. Strong winds fanned the flames, and the extremely dry conditions prevalent at the time made the environment all the more conducive for the fire to spread.
No, I've never seen it like this either. What is going on?
This next clip's been going viral this past few weeks. This version was shared to TikTok by user HeebieJeebies24. A store owner in Brazil has been noticing some strange and unusual activity inside his shop. Staff have reported feeling uneasy while on shift. They would frequently experience cold spots in the store and even find objects not in their usual spot. One morning, the owner opened the store to find several items strewn about on the floor. Confused, he checked the CCTV footage from the night before. This is what he saw.
Tá aqui, pô. Tá não. Não, lá vem, ó. Tá vendo? Lá no cantinho, ó. Lá no cantinho, ó. Aí, ó. Tá vendo?
The security footage shows a strange figure moving from right to left through the store.
Jesus da glória é uma pessoa com manto.
Tá muito alto. Tá flutuando agora, tá flutuando.
Could this really be a ghost caught on camera? Or is it all just a hoax to drum up some publicity for the store? I'll leave that up to you to decide.
Foi. Mas não vem aqui não, pô.
Meu Deus do céu. Cara, ele é muito grande, bicho.
Ele vai sumir ali, ó. Então, voz, sombra. Né?
A recent video posted on X by user ShreyXO has been garnering significant attention, showing a commercial airliner accompanied by swiftly moving, unidentified objects. With the use of a thermal imaging filter, these perplexing objects become more discernible. In light of the US government's ongoing investigation into unidentified aerial phenomena and former intelligence official David Grush's provocative assertion of non-human biologics being retrieved in covert missions, the footage has provoked intense debate. Skeptics question its authenticity, while others argue it's a genuine instance of unexplained aerial activity. Amidst growing speculations about impending extraterrestrial disclosure, the looming question remains: how would you react if the government confirmed the existence of aliens? Join the conversation in the comments down below. Across continents, from urban cities to serene countrysides, a peculiar low-frequency hum has been making its presence felt, or rather heard. The hum, as it's commonly known, has been a subject of fascination, curiosity, and sometimes annoyance for many over the decades. From the United States to Australia, and now recently from Ukraine, the phenomenon of this ever-present hum remains largely unexplained. In Ukraine, a social media clip has now surfaced showing bewildered onlookers staring at the sky as a deep and unsettling hum resonates around them. Given the political and military unrest in the region, it's tempting to associate this occurrence with Russia's invasion. Yet, there's more to the story. This isn't an isolated incident. Recent captures of this hum come from vastly different corners of the world. This example here was captured by TikTok user Pepe Uptonpok.
Suena como trompetas.
And now this one coming out of Peru, caught by Daniel Barker. Tracing the hum's history provides us with more questions than answers. A 1973 report speaks of a university study examining complaints of a specific low-throbbing background noise. This noise, persistently hovering between 30 and 40 hertz, seemed to prefer cooler climates, light breezes, and often early morning hours. The Taos hum in New Mexico was another intriguing episode from the 1990s. Approximately 2% of the population could hear it, with frequencies ranging from 32 to 80 hertz. The enigma extends to the southern hemisphere too. In 2006, Auckland, New Zealand, the university made record. The hum of 2011 brought its own set of peculiarities. Residents of Windsor, Ontario felt this low droning vibration. It was believed to emanate from Zug Island near Detroit, Michigan. Yet when potential sources like the US steel-operated steel, interestingly though, when the mill's blast furnaces were deactivated in April of 2020, the hum mysteriously disappeared. Despite the global nature of these occurrences, not everyone's convinced of the hum's physical existence. David Beguli, the head of audiology at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge, theorised back in 2009 that it might be a mix of actual sounds and psychological amplification. In essence, individuals might be over-focusing on innocuous background noises, amplifying their presence. As our world advances technologically, the hum serves as a reminder of the mysteries that still surround us. Is it the Earth's murmuring, an acoustic oddity, or perhaps a psychological manifestation of modern life's stresses? Until answers emerge, the hum remains a haunting and global melody. Before we take a look at some eerie footage of an abandoned house in Texas, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be notified every time we drop our scary and spooky videos. Nestled in the heart of Weslaco, Texas, stands a seemingly abandoned house. A place where no one ever seen entering or exiting. Yet, late at night, eerie noises hint at unseen activities. This has intrigued and puzzled residents of the area for quite some time. TikTok user Abel3 is friends with the neighbours that live right next to this eerie old house. Here's what the property looks like in broad daylight. Then on December 15th, 2018, Abel's friend's home security camera, activated by movement, records a puzzling sight. A young child in a white dress is seen wandering through the neighbour's yard late at night. Given that the property is believed to be abandoned, with no one ever seen entering or leaving the house, the footage sent shockwaves through the local community. While explanations range from camera glitches to hidden inhabitants like squatters, the most chilling theory posits that the child could be a ghost. As Weslaco residents cast weary glances at the house, one question lingers. Who was the child in the white dress? The mystery remains unresolved, leaving the town in suspense. Well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Watch some more right here with these two links right there. Now, if you love what we do here at Slapped Ham, consider becoming a member. There's the little blue join button right there. Click that. That'll pop up with all the benefits our members are currently enjoying. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time. How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some freaky clips that you need to see to believe. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this. A nurse in Colorado Hospital's intensive care unit captured this remarkable photograph while testing her camera's flash in a darkened room. This image is a magnified version of the original. As you can see, there appears to be a ghostly reflection in the mirror. Mirrors have long held a certain mystique in human history, often associated with paranormal phenomena and the supernatural. This perspective can be traced back to various cultural folklore and mythologies where mirrors serve as portals to other dimensions, or as devices that reflect more than the physical world, unveiling hidden truths or foretelling the future. In modern times, this paranormal aspect is often explored in horror stories and movies, where mirrors become gateways to terrifying alternate realities or are inhabited by spectral entities. Some paranormal investigators maintain that mirrors can harbour residual energy and facilitate a form of communication or interaction with spirits, a concept known as scrying. However, these ideas remain in the realm of speculation and personal belief, as scientific evidence to substantiate these paranormal claims about mirrors is yet to be found. So could it be possible this nurse has managed to capture a ghostly apparition that's only visible through the mirror? Let me know where you land on this one in the comments down below. In a peculiar incident shared to Reddit by user Riley Joss11, an unexplained light has been captured, supposedly ringing a doorbell at 4 a.m. The strange sound you can hear is apparently that of the doorbell. The incident was shared with the Redditor by their mother-in-law's friend who woke up to the unusual sound. While the post is not entirely convinced about the incident's paranormal nature, they acknowledge its peculiarity and have asked the Reddit community what they think it could be. Several viewers likely little more than a few spiders' webs blowing in the breeze. However, if this is the case, then how is it able to ring the doorbell? Others also noted that there doesn't appear to be any wind affecting the trees in the background, so why would a spider's web suddenly blow in, ring the doorbell, then leave? Watching the clip, the object's movements are rather odd. They almost seem purposeful, as if it flies up to the door with the specific purpose of ringing the doorbell. As always, we'll throw this one over to you, the viewers. What do you think this strange footage shows? Is it something paranormal? Is there another way to explain it? Let me know in the comments down below. This photo was sent to us by a Slaptam fan named Michael Y. It was supposedly captured by his uncle's wife 3 days after their grandfather's death. Upon first glance, nothing appears out of the ordinary. Just a sleeping man with a nearby cat's tail draped across his forehead. However, in the poster's description, he notes that the frame on the wall usually contains a picture of a vase. Yet in this instance, it shows what the poster believes to be 3 people. A tall man in the foreground and another man and woman with some stairs leading to a door in the background. The poster thinks that this could be a portal. The anomaly supposedly went unnoticed until his uncle zoomed in on the photograph. The poster believes that the tall man's attire is reminiscent of a Methodist priest from the late 19th century. They suspect it might be somehow linked to his great-great-grandfather who constructed a church in 1855 in Summerall, Mississippi, that was destroyed during the Civil War and later rebuilt in 1867. So what do you think? Could there be a connection between the poster's family's past and the mysterious picture on the wall? Let me know where you land on this strange story in the comments down below.
Was I surprised? Yeah.
While watching a recent interview with Johnny Depp at the Cannes Film Festival, Redditor Air Oasis noticed something rather strange. At the 4:27 mark, a dark figure can be seen passing by the camera.
That we're discussing.
While some viewers thought that the figure was just a regular person, others noted its unusual speed as a sign it could be something unusual. Shadow people are often described as moving swiftly or instantaneously from one location to another. Their speed, along with their appearance, often contributes to the eerie and unnerving accounts from those who report encountering them. So could this mysterious figure that was inadvertently captured in this video be a shadow person? Let me know what you think this could be in the comments down below.
We're discussing.
Take a look at this photo uploaded to our Slaptam subreddit by user CarryFox16. At first, it looks to show nothing out of the ordinary. Just a happy family celebrating Christmas. Even when you focus on the area highlighted by the red circle, it can be hard to spot the strange anomaly. The user says the photo was captured back in 2002. However, they only recently shared it on Facebook, tagging their siblings and a friend. It wasn't until the friend messaged them asking about the unknown figure in the photo that they realized there was an unidentified person in the background. Upon checking with their siblings, they confirmed that no extra individuals were present when the photo was taken, yet there does indeed appear to be another child in the photo. As we said, it can be hard to spot, but pay close attention just next to the kid in the foreground. You can see the faint outline of another child just behind him. Photos of ghost children are often linked to old buildings, historic sites, or places where tragic events took place, with the presumption that the spirit of the child remains tied to the location. After reviewing the picture, the event brought up past memories for the poster centered around unexplained incidents that had occurred in their home. These included phantom footsteps, whispering, and on one occasion some cans that mysteriously flew out of their pantry. They claim that one time the poster's brother even saw a bloody-looking old lady standing in their living room. The poster concludes by noting that although they experienced some eerie phenomena, they never saw ghostly children until seeing the figure in this photo. When we think of haunted places, we usually think of old hospitals and graveyards. However, this next clip, shared to our Slaptam subreddit by Individual Ball 966, might just show that ghosts are actually all around us. Take a look. If you watch closely, you can see what appears to be a transparent white figure darting out from the tree line on the right and running across the path. While some viewers thought that it might simply be an optical illusion caused by the tree branch in the foreground, others weren't so sure. One thought the figure resembled a little girl in a white dress. The uploader of the video replied, noting that if you zoom in, it actually looks like a man wearing a hat and trench coat. Haunted forests are a prevalent theme in folklore and paranormal mythology around the world, with numerous such places reputed for their eerie ambience and unexplained phenomena. The Aokigahara Forest, or the Sea of Trees in Japan, is often considered one of the most haunted woods in the world due to its association with numerous suicides and eerie silence. The Hoia Baku Forest in Romania is also infamous for its paranormal activity, with reports of UFO sightings, ghostly apparitions, and inexplicably warped vegetation. In the United States, the Freetown Fall River State Forest is known for reports of supernatural activity, from sightings of cryptids to ghostly apparitions and mysterious lights. There's no information on where this video was captured, which makes it difficult to speculate any further on what this ghost-like figure could be. So what do you think? Ghost or optical illusion? Cast your votes in the comments down below. Before we take a look at a creepy photo that was sent to our Slaptam Facebook page, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our creepy, mysterious videos. This last photo on our book by James. The poster said he was on his way to go get his motorcycle when he suddenly had a weird feeling. He then grabbed his phone and snapped a few pics of the back seat of the car. It seems the majority of community members who have seen the photos agree. It looks as though the camera has captured the ghostly image of an elderly man. One viewer even went as far as to say that the poster should get some sage and smudge the inside of his car. Another felt that the figure might be a distant relative, possibly a spirit guide. The image was made even creepier when several commenters noticed that if you look at the far left, there appears to be another mysterious face. While this one is more difficult to make out as it's only half visible, it's hard to deny that the figure on the right does indeed resemble an old man. So what do you think? With so many viewers in agreement, does this photo show a real ghost caught on camera?
Now, if you want more mysterious video clips like the ones you've just watched, then check out these links right there. Also, a reminder, we've got an awesome range of hoodies and tees. If you want to check it all out, hit up that merch shelf just below the player there. Otherwise, there's links in the description box below. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.
More videos as time. While staying on the upper floor of her house, a woman heard suspicious noises. Due to the fact that she had several dogs, she probably thought it was one of them, but just in case, she decided to check it out. And as you can guess, it wasn't so simple at all. The video is so mysterious that we won't be able to find any information about it on the internet. We can only assume that it wasn't the first situation like this, and the camera was installed in the room precisely because of this reason. The footage seems authentic, especially the reaction of a woman who seems to become more and more anxious the more activity she experiences. In the school. A man who works as a janitor in a school shared on the internet an unusual video he had received from one of his co-workers. It was already long after classes had ended, and the author of the video was completely alone at that time. Nevertheless, at some point while cleaning, he heard something strange and decided to take out his phone. In the empty school hallways, the author of the video heard something quite similar to a child's voice. However, I'm not able to hear any concrete words. And while such a situation might indeed be frightening, we have to remember this was just one of many strange situations experienced by employees during the evenings. After all, as they said, they believe the school is for some reason haunted. Unfortunately, when something happens, it's usually very unexpected and it's hard to record it, but fortunately for us, they managed to capture one more unusual situation.
I'm a custodian at a haunted school PT.2. These are motion activated. Why is it on by itself? The range is only about 5 feet.
This time it wasn't a suspicious voice, but a motion-activated device that began to behave strangely. It started acting as if someone was standing next to it, but as we could all clearly see, no one was around it. Or at least, no one alive. After all, we know very well that what comes from the other side can somehow influence all electronic devices. The question is, what exactly is haunting this school? Is it something evil? Is this building hiding some dark history? It's hard to say because so far this is everything that the staff has shared, but perhaps they will show us more videos as time goes on. If you like this video so far, please subscribe and enable notifications. Thank you. The Invisible Friend. Personally, I assume that if a child says that he sees something or points to a place and says there is something there, we can't ignore it because it's almost always true. Especially if the child suddenly starts acting weird, talking to something we can see, and on top of that, is talking about someone appearing in his room at night. This is exactly the situation that this terrified father found himself in.
Stop it.
Elliot, what are you doing? Oh, really? Right. You crying? So this is the photo of the hanging man he's seen in the corner of his room. I'm going to ask him to draw it again when I've rubbed it completely off. Elliot, can you draw the hanging man for me like you did before?
No, can you tell me off at night?
What if I don't let him? What if you can sleep in my room? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right, so what's these on his face?
Tears.
What's this?
Straight.
Oh, okay. Does he cry quite a lot?
Yeah, because he's got hay fever up there and he's up there
Okay.
in the corner.
Okay, thank you.
But he annoys me at the night because he keeps saying he always bangs on me to
Okay, thank you.
Some mysterious entity is hanging from the ceiling and it communicates only with a small child. That in itself is frightening, but that's not all. The worried father has listened to other people and let his son sleep in another room while leaving the camera on, just in case. And then something like this happened. Immediately after the child whispers, "Stop it, you are scaring me," something we can see in the video. It is hard to imagine how terrified the father must have been when he saw the video. It's unclear what the mysterious entity is that has attached itself to the child, but one thing is certain. Whatever it is, it certainly doesn't have good intentions. The Invisible Attack. And now one of the strangest videos I have ever seen. On top of that, we don't have any exact information about it, except that the situation was captured by a CCTV camera set up directly above the bar in some unspecified location. Take a look. Such a short video and so many questions. Who are the people we can see in the video? Did it all happen to them by accident, or was it not random at all? What kind of entity is strong enough to throw a grown man like this? And most importantly, is what we just saw even real? I searched for a long time, but I couldn't find any information about this video, which is quite strange. I gave up, but maybe one of you knows more and we can find something together. Let me know in the comments. The security guard. Imagine you're working as a security guard and your task is to keep a record of people coming in and out. Every time someone comes in, you have to note down their details and then let them enter. The job like any other, and certainly not too difficult. But what if one day you suddenly experience something you can't even explain? This is yet another video of this type where someone appears to be seen and interacting with a person that the cameras cannot see. It's hard to say what these entities might be, but you have to admit, the increasing number of such videos is really interesting, especially since situations like this not so long ago didn't happen at all. But what if all those people didn't encounter ghosts or anything like that? If we think about it, there is a being that, according to legend, has no reflection. I'm talking of course about the vampire. But is the existence of vampires even possible? And do mirrors and cameras have anything in common? Let me know what you think about it in the comments. The poltergeist. And now another short, interesting and mysterious video about which I couldn't find any information on the internet. All we know is that, quite by a chance, a rather unusual phenomenon was caught on camera. This looks like a typical example of a poltergeist. Unfortunately, we only have this short video available. Perhaps there is a longer version somewhere or even more videos from the same people, but I haven't been able to find anything else. UFO over Poland. And now something that was sent to us by one of the viewers. Michael received from his friends an interesting photo and videos showing a rather unusual sight they came across during a fishing trip in the nearby village. Near the lake, at one point they noticed a luminous object hovering just above. Interestingly, the thing, whatever it was, actually levitated in that spot for a very long time and was still visible even after nightfall. Of course, that at the same time rules out drones or flares, which can't hang in the air that long. So, what was the mysterious glowing ball flying silently above the trees? Have you ever had a similar experience? Let me know in the comments, and as a bonus, Michael sent us one more photo. This one was made by him and also shows something that he couldn't identify. Again, we can see a mysterious object hovering over the forest, but in this case, it isn't a luminous sphere, but something shaped like a bottle. I have to admit that I have no idea what it is, but it doesn't look like something you get to see every day. A mysterious visitor. We don't know a lot about the following video. It was uploaded to the internet with a simple but quite interesting description. I was home alone and something like this happened.
Pues sí está abierta. Y pues de este lado igual, el baño está abierto. Ay, güey, están tocando la puerta.
Unfortunately, since we have no precise information about this video, we can only guess why its author started to record. It's possible that such a situation had already happened in the house before and he thought it's gonna be a good idea to catch it on camera. The question is whether it has anything to do with paranormal. After all, it could have been a simple prank, but again, he opened the door quite fast after the last knock, so is it even possible for a person to escape that quickly and hide? I don't really think so. But if this wasn't a person, then what was it? Let me know in the comments. It's always watching. The next video that comes from a camera set up in a child's room is unfortunately very short, but we can still see something quite interesting. Take a look. A child playing in his room suddenly seems to notice something that scares him and immediately runs away. Even more, almost at the same moment, the rocking toy on the floor begins to move by itself. All this seems a bit too much for a mere coincidence, doesn't it? Especially since we all know very well how sensitive children are to paranormal phenomena. But what entity could have been quietly watching a small child? What were its intentions? Was it a ghost of a family member? Or maybe was it something much more sinister? Sadly, this mystery will remain unexplained forever. The Silent Spectator. In the following video will be the audience for two little girls who are quietly practicing singing behind closed doors. But then something happens. Take a look.
Else's games. Too late for second guessings. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leap. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll... Dad! Dad! Dad!
I think we can agree that the video is as authentic as possible. We can see that just by the reaction of the children. And again, what kind of entity would be so focused on small children? As in the previous case, we must remember that children are attracting paranormal things up to a certain age. Just like real magnets for everything supernatural. But are these entities good? Or maybe they are evil? Let me know what you think about it in the comments. The Roommate. Mysterious, strange and paranormal things don't always happen when someone suddenly starts to record. Sometimes we manage to catch something suspicious completely by a chance. Such was the case with the streamer Gary Oak, who is known for playing various games in the Pokemon series. During one of his streams, something strange happened.
Oh shit, see? Yep, you've been nose passed. You've been nosed. Dude, my foot is... It's always something with me. My foot is killing me right now. Granted, I did drop my phone on it, and my phone... Dude, my foot is... It's always something with me. My foot is killing me right now. Granted, I did drop my phone on it, and my phone... Did anybody else fucking see that? Dude, did anybody else fucking see that? What the fuck was that? Dude, Assassin, did you see that? What the fuck? Dude, I'm legitly scared as fuck right now. Alright. Yeah, let me go fucking see this right now. Give me a second. Okay, let's leave this fucking door closed.
During the livestream, the door, which was in the frame directly behind them, simply closed by itself. Since nothing paranormal had ever happened in his apartment, Gary thought it might have just been his roommate closing the door quietly because he didn't want to be disturbed. But shortly after he left the room, the door suddenly moved again. What's even more interesting, the streamer was at that time alone. His friend was out of the house. But the problem with mysterious videos coming from streamers is often that they come up with something to attract a new audience, but in this case I have the impression that his reaction was quite authentic. But what do you think? In the basement. The author of the following video is Kimberly Rhodes. It's important to say that even though she uploads a lot to the internet, she has nothing to do with the paranormal. However, once she heard a story from her father about a ghost appearing in the basement of her old house. Of course, she told the story to her viewers, and after they were begging her for a really long time, she and her friend decided to go and see if the story is true.
Nice. Don't do this at home.
My shadow's pointing at this.
Oh, that? That wasn't here last time, not that I remember. Huh. Okay, let's open this door. Oh! Hell no. Ew. It is significantly colder and this is really...
It isn't known whether the strange noises were the result of activity of a poltergeist, but she's convinced that they were. Immediately after this video, she spent a long time in the basement to contact the spirit with the help of a spirit box, and more than once she received a logical answer. But who knows, maybe with time we'll get from her some really interesting videos. A demon inside me. The following video comes from TikTok, but its author doesn't use the app in the usual way, but as a kind of unique video diary and documents strange things happening around there. Among other things, the woman seems to have been suffering from selective memory loss, which often leads to strange situations that she's unable to explain. I'm not going to go into much details because this profile deserves a full episode, but for now, let's take a look at the first video she uploaded.
This is what the police sent me. This is what they found from all the footage. This is 2 weeks ago at about 10 p.m. They say that that's me. I know for a fact that I worked the next morning and I have to wake up at 6 a.m. I know I was in bed. I know I was in bed. The mannerisms, the behaviors, they're just off. I don't know. Like I said, I can't explain this. So, I mean, I'm just gonna leave this here for you. There's another minute or two of it. I'll post it on YouTube.
It's hard to say anything about this video without going into the whole story, but we can focus on the way she was acting. Her movements seem very unnatural. Even the positions she takes are very different from the way sleepwalking people behave. Instead, she looks like someone who has been possessed. Twisted limbs, a strange position, or an unnaturally bent posture. And it all makes sense when we discover that she's probably living with something sinister, and this entity, whatever it is, seems to be much more than a source of self-moving objects. But I'll tell you the whole story in another episode. In the middle of the night. There are many videos on the internet when random people suddenly show themselves during the night and shortly after vanish as if nothing ever happened. The following video comes from Reddit. Unfortunately, I lost the post and you'll have to take my word for it. As far as I remember, the user who uploaded the video got it from his uncle who works as a security guard in one of the mansions in the rich part of the city. At some point during the night shift, the cameras detected an intruder, but when the uncle and the other guards went to check, they didn't find anyone on the premises, nor could they find any signs of a presence.
Te vine con un gran vestido, ma.
No, la verdad es que se desaparece ahí, póngale queda. Uy, huevo.
It's almost impossible to tell if it was a real ghost or rather a woman who for some reason decided to take a night walk while dressed like a character from a low-budget horror movie. As for the mysterious disappearance, we also can't rule out a simple camera glitch that, due to the similar pixels, simply made the subject disappear and she simply merged with the background. I think it's going to be best if everyone decides about it alone. Over Area 51. And now an interesting phenomenon recorded in the sky by a man who found himself close to the famous Area 51.
Absolutely bizarre.
I can tell you that it's far. Whoa! Fun! Oh no! Wow!
While it's true that Area 51 is unofficially used for everything related to UFOs, we can't forget it's mainly an area where new weapons and military technology are tested. And this is exactly what might have happened in this case. However, there is also a fair number of people who believe this video is connected with the real UFO. Whatever it is, it's able to merge into a single object, split into multiple pieces, and rotate 180 degrees with no problem while maintaining a perfect formation. If this isn't an advanced military experiment, then there's a good chance that the video shows something that comes from space. And that's it for today. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please leave a like, comment and share the video so we can reach even more people. If you would like to see more scary videos, click on one of the videos currently on the screen. And if you don't want to miss paranormal videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing. Every single person helps, so thank you. And now it's time to say goodbye. See you in the next one.
Chills. Number 10, Ghost Jail. A YouTuber named Junked Up Kitten and his friends are exploring an old county jail. They take a video camera with them so that they can make a parody of the Ghost Hunters television series. Little did the small group know that on this night they would accidentally capture actual evidence of real ghosts. Junked Up Kitten wanders around the property with the camera close to his face while narrating. He passes by an ordinary-looking jail cell window and doesn't think much of it at the time. When he goes back to review the footage later, he makes a startling discovery in the window. It looks like his parody show has turned out to be the real thing. From the other side of the glass, the colorless reflection of a man's face stares at him. You can clearly see the outline of the ghost's brow, nose, and empty eyes. His head is cocked to the right, almost as if he is sizing up a newcomer. His mouth appears to be a thin, expressionless line. If anything, the ghost has incredible timing. Right when Junked Up Kid says looking for evidence of ghosts, one just happens to show up in the window. It's almost as if the ghost was trying to make its presence known. Perhaps it was even trying to get a hold of someone who could free it from its miserable cell. Number 9, Restaurant Spooks. Most people think of houses, hospitals, or jails when they think about ghost sightings, but some of the most unsuspecting of places can turn out to be the most haunted. This footage was taken in a popular food joint during broad daylight. A shadowy ghost suddenly materializes in a Subway restaurant. It starts out in the shape of a human and almost appears to be getting a table. When it gets back to its seat, the black shadow suddenly changes into a floating black blob of an orb. At this point, an employee or maybe a customer appears to see the ghost in the doorway. Whoever they are, they look stunned for a second and then quickly back away. The shadow orb pays no attention to the human as it floats up to the window and lingers there. It's almost as if it's taking a look at the outside world. The ghost starts to rise even higher and shrinks until it fully disappears back to wherever it came from. Number 8, the Ghost Stadium. Ghosts don't have to wait until nighttime before they can begin to haunt. As this Brazilian soccer footage shows, the crowd is happily cheering on their favorite team when suddenly a shadow ghost starts sprinting through all of them. Look closely and you'll notice how nobody tries to move out of the way. Even though a person is clearly running full speed at them, not a single person tries to pull their legs in or even bothers to look up. They are so concentrated on the game that they do not see, feel, or hear the ghost as it runs directly through the half-filled stadium in a straight line. Number 7, Fridge Ghost. A YouTuber named No Ghost Hunter grows tired of living in a haunted home and decides to videotape the disturbances for evidence. It's a little past midnight when he hears scratching noises, which soon progresses into running footsteps and loud bangs. These noises appear to be coming from all different areas of the home at once. The next day, his HD TV literally begins rocking violently from side to side all by itself. The rocking motion picks up speed until the corners of the TV are almost hitting the entertainment center, and it looks like the base is going to break. Then the TV starts rocking back and forth the other way. There is nobody behind the television, and there's no way they could have been using strings to do this. The day after, No Ghost Hunter finds a short video on his phone that he is 100% sure he did not make. The video is shot from the ground level of his kitchen. When you look at the reflection in the oven, you can see that nobody is holding the phone. The phone is literally floating in midair. Additional footage shows the TV shaking by itself again And this time, no ghost hunter is able to film behind the television to show that this is not a prank at all. He waves his hand above the television to show that there's no wires, and he even films underneath the base to show that there is no rod coming out from the entertainment center or anything like that. The lights cut out multiple times while he films. A few days later, he captures his refrigerator door slamming open and closed again and again. The brazen poltergeist leaves the door open to make sure its presence is fully known. Number 6. Watched from above. A group of British friends are playing catch in a courtyard when one of them sees something strange and points it out to the others. The camera follows his gaze and stops on a pale face looking at them from high above. The sickly person looks at them for a second longer before silently slipping out of view. The group is now creeped out and wants to know who has been spying on them this whole time. They tell the property manager about the face they saw in the window, but she says that it's impossible. The room they are talking about has been locked and unoccupied for quite some time. The manager goes up with them to unlock the door and show them around. They try and find the person, but the place is completely empty. There's no way anyone could have been up there, yet the camera obviously says differently. The mysterious peeper has never been identified. Number 5. Old Pete's Ghost. There's a famous pub in Sydney, Australia called the Carlisle Castle Hotel. For years, this local watering hole has been haunted by the ghost of Old Pete, a bitter ex-employee who left the earth quite some time ago, but not his job. His ghostly antics have been caught on camera no less than 3 times. The first time Pete was caught on tape, he was helping a customer. The unsuspecting man opens the door to the cooler when Pete decides to grab 2 bottles of red wine for himself. His ghost grip must have not been too tight though, because both bottles go crashing to the floor. Looking at the footage, there's no way that the shelf gave out or anything like that. The bottles were thrown to the ground with deliberate force with no one nearby. Another incident occurred when the bar was full of witnesses. Everyone is happily enjoying themselves when a hanging red wine glass suddenly dislodges itself and smashes into the counter. Glass shards fly everywhere and the entire bar takes notice. Although this could have simply been a freak accident, what are the chances that, of all the red wine glasses, the one that's directly underneath the server happens to be the one to fall and break? The timing is almost too perfect to be a coincidence. Old Pete strikes again. The third and final tape reveals a glimpse of Old Pete himself. The bar is empty this time when the angry ghost suddenly materializes in front of the security camera. If you look closely, you can make out Old Pete's head at the bottom of the screen. He appears to be waving. Many other bartenders and customers all claim to have seen Old Pete for themselves in one way or another. It isn't uncommon for tapes to turn on by themselves, and the bartenders have seen what they can only describe as strange things while counting down their registers after close. To make this all even stranger, all of the bottles that go crashing to the floor are always high-end red wines. This just so happened to be Old Pete's favorite drink, at least when he was still with the living. Number 4, the church disturbance. Steve and Jake are wandering around the woods one summer night with a single goal in mind. They want to explore an abandoned local chapel that's rumored to be haunted. As they approach, they see that someone has written prayers and warnings all over the outside wall. The 2 friends instantly get a bad feeling about this adventure, but they swallow their fear and decide to press on. The rickety main door is locked, so they sneak around back. Already, they don't want to be here much longer. They had explored an old clock tower earlier in the day and were greatly disappointed by a lack of paranormal activity, but they could tell this church is way different. The place looked and felt quite haunted. They go up some wooden steps and enter through the back door. They shine their flashlights deep into the church's main assembly. There's rows and rows of wooden pews ahead of them. They pass by a podium and notice a piano. Then they head deeper inside. Now they find themselves inside of a small maintenance closet. They close the door behind them because they don't want anyone sneaking up on them. It feels like anyone could be watching them right now. They see a ladder to the left. Steve is about to climb it until Jake jokes that a body is going to fall down on him if he does, so he decides not to. That's when the piano starts to play from outside.
Oh no. Oh my god. Turn the light. Turn the light. Listen. It's the piano. Is that piano? Come on. Should we go out there? Is that door open?
It's a soft and haunting piano melody that fills the church. Steve and Jake shut off their flashlights and keep recording. They debate whether or not they should go outside or stay here, where it's semi-safe. They realize that they can't spend the entire night trapped in the broom closet of a haunted. So they turn their flashlights back on to see who is playing. Sitting at the piano at the far end of the over phantom, they scream and shut the door. Jake cries for a bit, then they run away through the back exit. The music stops as soon as they leave the church. They were hoping that the music stopped because it was over, but in reality, it was because the ghost had gotten up from the piano to chase them. They run a good distance before pausing to look back into the dark scenery. It seems like they've gotten away, but then the ghost finds them and they run away screaming. The camera cuts off as they fall back deeper into the woods. At least one of them survived and uploaded this video onto YouTube, where it's remained for the past 10 years. Number 3, the teleporter. Two girls are alone in their house when one of them sees something in the doorway. Pause the video and you can see it's clearly the upper half of a young girl who is dressed in old-fashioned clothes from another time period. She is floating in midair as she curiously peeks in on the two children to see what they are doing. One of the girls still doesn't see the ghost. She shouts at something that's on television and accidentally startles the ghost away. The girl with the camera follows the ghost as it retreats. The ghost instantly teleports and now stares at them from the top of the steps. The scared girls run out of the house screaming. They stop only for a second to turn around from the street. They can see the ghost girl walking across the left window on the top floor. It vanishes and then suddenly appears on the bottom floor in less than a second. They scream even louder and take off again. Number 2, stay out of the attic. Back in 2008, a man started to notice some strange activities around his house. He would often come home from work to find his dogs cowering under the bed, too afraid to come out. One of his dogs would only come out from under the bed for a brief 10 seconds at most before going straight back into hiding. Something was intimidating these large dogs badly. The owner starts to hear banging noises coming from all over his house. He begins to look around. He eventually traces the noise to his attic and goes upstairs with a camera for a closer look. Everything is completely trashed. Boxes are overturned and clothing is scattered everywhere. Something has violently flung all of his personal possessions all around. As soon as he goes back downstairs, he hears another huge bang and runs right back up the steps. He puts the camera down and searches the empty attic for clues. A nearby metal bucket falls over and he runs out of the room before he gets hurt. Another object hits the ground on its own and the camera moves to the right on its own too. The homeowner was too scared to look at the footage. He waited a week before going back upstairs to get his camera. By now, he is understandably quite paranoid. He begins recording everything he does in his home, and it isn't long before he has more paranormal evidence. One day, his radio turns to static and a spirit orb rushes out the window. Later, someone violently jiggles the doorknob to the door that leads to the attic. The door opens and shuts by itself. The radio goes back to normal soon after. Things look to be going back to normal for a second, but then a paper towel roll suddenly flies up from the table to the couch, and the radio starts making more sounds again. The video recording starts to get fuzzy too, as if a ghost is causing electrical disturbances by passing by. Both of his dogs begin to look in the same spot as if they are following something. Whatever it was, the man was never able to physically catch it on film. He was only able to record its strange and oftentimes violent behaviors. Before we get to number 1, if you've ever been curious as to what I look like in real life, then follow me on Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT with underscores instead of spaces. I also have a Twitter at YT_chills where I post video updates. I'd really appreciate it if you followed me, and feel free to send me a DM if you have any questions or suggestions. If you'd like to see more of these videos in the future, then hit that subscribe button because I upload a new scary video every Thursday. Number 1, Ghoul School. This footage comes from somewhere in the Middle East. A group of teenagers are curiously exploring an old school. They go up a flight of steps and pause when they hear a dog whining on the other side of the door. They all run down the steps and gather at the bottom. They're afraid of being attacked by a group of stray dogs now, but they decide to press on and explore the lower areas. The group finds bravery in their numbers and begins to joke and laugh again as they make their way down a long hallway. They open a door and find graffiti on the wall. Other people had been here before them. Maybe this place isn't so bad after all. The teens grow a little more nervous as they continue to poke around. They are laughing less and starting to go silent. Something just isn't right about this section of the building. A YouTuber named Zabin Jaguar translated their comments. He says at this point one of the teens say that their phone shut itself off even though it was fully charged only a moment ago. Another person was able to keep recording, though they probably now wish they hadn't. They enter one classroom in particular and get a dreadful feeling. Suddenly, a figure actually appears out of thin air and walks towards them. The ghost is missing his head, but there's somehow no blood. A loud chanting begins as soon as the ghost walks towards them, but this may be prayers from a nearby mosque. Amazingly, the group all appears to have missed the ghost, which explains why they calmly continue to keep exploring. They wouldn't see the apparition until much later, but when they did, They would never forget what was heading straight towards them in that room. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because I upload a new scary video every Thursday. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of our other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy.
So there is your scary videos of the paranormal or not so paranormal. Please leave your comments under the video or in the live premiere show that I do this week and let me know what you think of the videos. As I said earlier in the video, all of the videos I've shown on this channel tonight is not my videos. All credits go out to the creators and their channels. This was shown just as part of my episodes for my channel, and as I said also earlier, you know, we are paranormal investigators and we are here to prove the existence of life after death and the unknown, but we are also here to debunk and to determine if all things that people report to be paranormal is actually paranormal. So I hope that you enjoyed the show. Lots of love, light and blessings. And I hope that you will tune in again next week for some more spooky paranormal or not paranormal shows. So, as I've said to you, all of your decisions, what you think to the videos is really down to you. Are they real? Are they fake? In my opinion, some of them seem really real and some of them I question. But as always, you know, until you're actually there and experiencing those things yourself, it's hard to say. But sometimes when you watch certain things, you can tell that something's quite off about it. It doesn't seem quite authentic the way that it should. So decisions are completely up to you guys. And remember that spirits were once like us and they are still people. And they do deserve respect, guys. So if you are investigators or you're people thinking to go into this field, always have respect for them and their places that they stay in. And as I say to you, when you sleep, the spirits creep and they're always around you. And remember to stay spooky. And I'll see you all very, very soon. And thank you for watching the show. And blessings to all.